Hello, what's up, everybody out there? I hope y'all doing good out there. I'm doing wonderful. I must tell it like it is. Um, y'all, I've been real busy in my personal life. I've been working, and working. And of course, doing what we all do is pay bills, right? Well, recently, y'all, my daughter, she decided to make me a dating website, and she put some of my pictures on the website. And she was like, Mom, I think that you deserve somebody that can treat you nice because you're a good woman. And to be honest with you, I am a good woman. I'm a very good woman, but it's been very hard to find a good man. My initial reaction to my daughter making a dating website was like, nah, I don't think so. But she talked me into it, and I said, okay, I had an open mind. Um, there were a lot of guys that liked me, they liked my profile, and they were of all different ages. In my profile, I said I was looking for someone that I could build a possible relationship with. And I kid you not, only got like four response. And out of those four, three of them just spoke a little and never spoke again. And then one guy, he started talking to me and we started chit chatting, but it went nowhere. And then I was on TikTok and I met a guy that seemed so nice, so old school. And he told me he was interested in me and, that he'd like to get to know me, that he'd been watching my TikTok page for a while. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I see some of your stuff too, and I like what I see. So I said, you're old school, and usually old school men are better men. He's 60, so he's a little older than what I'm used to. But I said to myself, there's nothing wrong with being older. Because with age, there's maturity. So I opened my mind up to talk to someone older. And we exchanged numbers, y'all. We was talking on the phone. Everything was so good, okay? He was telling me he could see me as his future wife, and we exchanged Facebook pages, and I could see that he could sing, and you know and he told me he could write songs and play the saxophone, and I won't say no names. I won't say no names. So, I gave him a little bit of my time, even through the week, even though I work. I gave him my time. And we talked, and he sent me a whole lot of nice music to listen to, and with hearts and hugs and kisses. And And I felt really good, y'all. I felt good. I'm like, okay, he's old school. He's. And he said he was looking for a relationship. So I said, maybe this could go somewhere. But there's one thing. And I don't know if this is what happened because things took a downfall, y'all. I mean, like a crash. Um, since he was saying that he could see me as his future wife and that he loved me, even though I thought it was a little bit too fast, but I was like, I'm just going to let this guy express himself, okay? So I let him know something about me. And this is what I told him. I said, I am a mother, not a mammy. I'm a mother. I'm a real mother. And I don't care how old any of my kids get. If they need me for any reason, they can lean on me. And any man that I have in my life will have to understand before he came in my life that I was a mother. And I will never, ever abandon any of my kids, no matter how old they are. I will be a mother to the day I die. So I tested him and I said, I have a daughter. And my daughter lives with me. And my daughter's 20 years old. Now you're in another state. And as time progresses and you say you could see me as a future wife, and you already love me. As time progresses, if I move to another state, could I bring my daughter? Because she's still at home with me. Because she's still growing up. And she's not ready to be out there in the world. So I tested him. And this is what he said. He said, sure. I don't care. He said, but there's not enough room for everybody in one bed. Mind you, this man has a house, okay? So I tested him again. I said, even though my sons are independent, if they ever needed a place to stay for whatever reason, could they come to? He said, sure. I don't care. He said, I understand you being a mother first. So I said, okay. And then he made this statement, y'all. He said, but when I find a woman, I'm excited to be with her. I'm not looking forward to having her family. So, but then he said, sure, I wouldn't care if you bring your kids. So, everything ended good, y'all. The next day, he texted me. He said, how you doing? I said, I'm good. How are you? He said, I'm great. He said, I want to ask you a favor. He said, he texted me, he said, do you have $20 I could borrow and I'll pay you back when I get paid next Wednesday? Now, okay, and also he said, everybody around me is broke. I'm broke. And I just want to borrow it until I get paid. He said, are we good? So I said, first of all, you're not broke. I said, you're temporarily low. I said, like I'm temporarily low. You all, I was pissed off. Literally, I was pissed off. And I was pissed off because I thought two things. Either this man was trying to see if he could use me for a little, and then maybe down the road ask me for a whole lot. Or number two, he's testing me to see if I'm a gold digger. Because he made this statement after I told him that you're not broke, you're temporarily low, like I'm temporarily low. Then he turned around and he made this statement, well, what I'm trying to tell you is I don't have any money. So in my head, y'all, I'm thinking, is this man really testing me to see if I want him for his money? Is he really testing me? Y'all, when I tell you that I wanted to cuss this man out, literally, that's what I wanted to do. But instead, I bit my tongue. And I said, have a good night. I hope you get your $20. Have a good night from somewhere. He said, okay, well, talk to you later. I said, okay, that's fine. Talk to you later. Now, if anybody knows me, y'all, they know that I'm a very independent person. My mom raised me to be independent and never to depend on a man for anything. Since I was a little girl. So that stuck with me. And she always told me to depend on a man would mean to walk by his rules. And if you don't walk by his rules or do what he wants you to do, because he may want you to do something bad, then you could be put in a bad predicament where you don't have. But if you learn to be independent and depend on yourself, you'll never have to be put in a bad situation. So I'm thinking to myself, this man don't know who the hell he's really dealing with. Furthermore, y'all, this man don't know that I had the opportunity to be a gold digger. And I didn't have to dig. Back in the day, it was offered to me. This man didn't realize that his little money was nothing compared to the men that I once knew in my life. His little money was coins compared to the guys that I've met. This man didn't know that I once had a redneck, y'all, a rich redneck that wanted to give me every damn thing. That had acres of land and had several mansions and offered to take care of me, and I wouldn't have to do shit. But guess what, y'all? What my mother taught me stayed in my head. When a man takes care of you, you have to follow all his rules. And if you don't, you could be put in a bad predicament. So even though this guy who was a millionaire offered to take care of me and I wouldn't have to work, I wouldn't have to do shit but be pretty and walk around in lingerie and give him some loving all through the day. I turned it down, y'all. I could have been a sugar baby, but I turned it down because all money ain't good money. And money from some people have a hell of a price to pay. This man that was testing me with his little money didn't know that I once knew a rich man that owned lots of real estate in many different states. And he offered to put me in one of his homes and take good care of me. But I turned him down too. This man didn't know that I once knew a radio station announcer that was filthy rich. And he wanted to take care of me too. But I turned him down. This man didn't know that I once knew a guy who owned property all down in New Orleans. Also wanted to put me in a whole furnished apartment and wanted to buy me a Mercedes Benz, and I turned it down. So I thought to myself, the audacity of this man testing me with his little damn ass money. The audacity to think that I want him for his damn money when I had so many fucking opportunities, y'all, that I'm not even naming them all. to be a sugar baby back in the day. So if you're watching, because you may be, and I'm just telling it like it is, I'm telling it like it is, except for your name, because I wouldn't do that to you. In fact, I don't believe in defamation of character, okay? But I'm telling it like it is, baby. I don't need your little money when I could have had the world in my hands, okay? But I ignored it, y'all. Like I said, I bit my tongue. And the next day, I wrote him and I said, hey, I said, how are you doing? Are you okay? And he said, no. He said, I'm not okay. He said, I've just run out of gas. Testing me again, y'all. And I've had to leave my truck and walk back to my house. Mind you, y'all, this man has just got a brand new ass Ram truck. This guy owns his own Mercedes Benz. This guy has told me that he's about to go into a whole studio and pay someone to record his songs. But mind you, this guy tells me that he only has $8 in his pocket. And he thought he could make it to the gas station. Yo, I couldn't bite my tongue no more. I couldn't bite my tongue anymore. I had to let his ass have it, okay? And I did. I said, first of all, you mean to tell me you'd have bought a truck and you can't even afford to put gas in your truck? I said, it seems like to me you need to turn your truck back in if you can't put gas in it. I said, wait a minute. Let's stop these games right here, right now. I said, because either you want to take money from me or you're testing me to see if I'm a gold digger. And I told him, let me tell you something. I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I can take care of myself. I'm doing just fine by myself. And that's how I'm going to remain, by myself. So he said, well, things happen. And then he says, I knew it. I knew it. You mad with all men. Are you just tired of me? He said, well, let me just tell you. No, let's just cut it short. Let this be over here, right now. We're not going to go back and forth with this. Then he going to have the nerve, y'all, to tell me, just move over. Move out or move over. Like, get out of his life. I said, that's fine with me. Like, y'all, like, I'm going to be sad about it. You understand? Like I'm a trip. And I'm like to myself, y'all, I'm like, because I went off on him. I said, do I look like a bank? I said, I'm tired of men. This is another thing, y'all. And I noticed this. Men are looking for women to take care of them today. Like men are really, not all men, but a lot of men, and I won't call them men. They may be men by the age, but by the mind, they're little boys. But they're looking for a woman to take care of them. I can't tell y'all how many times men have asked me for money, y'all. Little money, a lot of money. And I'm like, look, like I told him, I don't ask you for your damn money. Don't you ask me for mine. Because I don't have a lot of money, but what I do have, I work hard for my shit. And I'm not giving it to you. To nobody. And it just pisses me off, y'all, because sometimes I think that I have on my forehead Bank of Miss Tell It Like It Is. I'm like, what gives men the audacity to ask me for any damn money? So, but in this case, y'all, I think that he was testing me. And I talked to a couple of people, and one person told me, yeah, he tested you, girl, and you may have been his future wife, but you failed that test, baby. You failed it, so he wouldn't be interested in you now. I'm like, baby, if it takes all that, because if a man has to test you like that, then you don't need his ass. And vice versa. Because really, to be honest with you, trust is earned. It's not given. So before someone starts talking about having a future with you, they first got to build trust. And if they call themselves testing you, then they don't trust you. And if they don't trust you, they don't need a damn future with you. You don't need one with them. So this man moving out the way, thank you for doing me a favor, baby. Because I was going to do it for myself anyway. Well, my question is, can someone in the comments tell me what the hell is going on in this damn world that we live in? What is going on? It seems like men are all the same to me. I'm so sorry, y'all. I know, in actuality, I know that's not true. But the men that I've ran across, it just seems like a broken record. I'm talking about not in my past. I'm talking about now, y'all. Because in my past, y'all, I had, like I said, I had plenty of men that wanted to take care of me, wanted to do and everything. But I just didn't want to take somebody's money and I'm not in love. You know, and I always wanted to have a little bit of my own more than somebody else's. But I mean, it just seemed like men in this world is just so fucked up. I'm so sorry to say it. And I'm not saying all men, because I know there's some good men. I know that there's some good men out there that's having trouble finding a good woman. I know. And they're wondering the same thing. It's some men out there wondering, like, what in the fuck is going on with these women? Because there's some trifling ass women in the world too, y'all. It's some bad women. But do y'all ever wonder, for you single people, single men and women, do you ever look and see, look like the bad guys got the good girls and the good girls got the bad guys? And somewhere you fell in between and you have nobody? Do you ever wonder what the fuck happened? Like, you know what? I was asking myself what the fuck happened, but you know what? I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't care. I'm tired. Like, when I tell you I am fucking tired, I am so tired. And I know y'all probably like, Well, why are you talking about this, Miss Taylor, like it is if you're tired? I'm talking about it because I'm just talking about it. And I want to know if somebody out there feel the same way that I feel. Do you ever just fucking get tired where you don't even care? Like I told my friend girl, the friend girl that you be seeing in the videos with me sometime. I told her, I said, you know what? I don't even fucking get lonely. I don't. Between work and everything else in my life, I don't get lonely. And she said, I guess you have to go through enough to get to that point. I said, yes, you do. And I have with so much bullshit in my life. I said to the point where you get to the point where you're just tired. Like I told her I don't want to work out nothing with no one anymore. I don't want nobody to work out shit with me. I don't want to understand nobody. I don't give a fuck if they understand me. I am so fucking content. Like this getting on a dating site and then talking to someone from TikTok, that was not, that was just, I mean, that was just me opening up, y'all, trying to do something, but it reminded me why I'm single, y'all. Because I'm tired of the bullshit. I told my friend girl, I don't get lonely. And as far as sex, I've had enough nuts to last a lifetime, y'all. That's what I told her. I said, if I never ever have sex again in my life, I will be okay. When I had sex, I had the best of lovers. And I had enough for 5 fucking lifetimes. I savored the flavor. So I have memories. And that's okay with me. And that's what I told her. I'm like, girl, I don't give a fuck if I ever get a man again in my life. And it's not, I'm not bitter. I'm not mad. I'm just so over it. Like, I'm so over it. I'm so tired. Because every time I try, I realize the illusion of someone making you happy is not in someone else, but it's within myself. And that is what you call self-love, y'all. I got enough self-love for me. Don't get me wrong, it would be nice if I could meet a nice guy and we vibed on the same note. And he wasn't trying to use me for anything. And I'm definitely not trying to use him. It would be nice. But I'm not going to lose no sleep if I never get it in this lifetime. Because I'm so fucking happy with me. I'm so content. I don't fucking get lonely. I don't fucking need sex. I can turn off my fucking hormones, y'all. You know, because some people like, oh, because you're older now. They say, oh, you're older, so you don't have a sex drive. Bull crap. My sex drive is high. My sex drive is just as high as somebody in their 20s. I just know how to control it. So I told my friend, I'm like, look, Girl, when I tell you I'm okay, I don't have to have somebody. I could come home. I don't have to cook if I don't want to. Or I can cook if I want to. I don't have nobody asking me where the hell I'm going, who I'm with. I don't have nobody clocking my every damn move, trying to control me, getting an attitude. I am so happy to be that way. Why would I trade it for the world? I wouldn't. And in this world, there's so many games. So much game. So why do I want to keep spending my life like a fucking record, just going around and a fucking round and around and around and around and around? I'm getting off of that record player, baby. I'm living my life. I'm enjoying me. I'm loving me. I'm building a relationship with me. That's what self-love is, y'all. I don't feel I'm incomplete. I don't need nobody to complete me. What completes me is that's within me. Okay? Same with you. There's some people, and trust me, I get it, y'all. It's men and women out there that get lonely. You know, I used to be there. I used to get lonely. I used to fucking cry. I used to wonder, what the fuck is wrong with me? What? Can I get a good husband? I used to do all that bullshit, y'all. Until I went through so much bullshit in my life that I realized that that happiness that I was looking for in somebody else was already there within myself. Because if I was to look for someone else to complete my ass, I'll be looking a lifetime. Because what does the word say, y'all? The arms of flesh will fail you, but God will never fail you. If you looking for completeness, happiness in the arms of flesh, I'm here to tell you, the arms of flesh, which is a man or woman, will only make you happy for a season. And then they will make you cry for a fucking lifetime. Okay? So my channel deals with self-love. And I'm just telling y'all, I tried to step out there. And by stepping out there, I realized why I had stepped back. And I also realized that I'm not missing a damn thing out there. I'm not missing anything but games and more games and diseases and fucking misery and lies. Total lies. And if that's the idea of a fucking relationship, then I'm glad I don't fucking have one. And saying that, I'm just tell like it is. Y'all have a good one. Remember to love yourself, embrace yourself. And if you feel lonely and you feel like you can't be alone, you just need someone to make you complete. Keep living. Keep getting different mates. Keep going through bullshit. And you will finally get it. That you first have to be happy with yourself. As if though you have a mate. Don't look for someone to complete you. But look for your divine inner person to complete you. Get complete within your mind, your spirit, and your soul. Get complete. And once you get complete in that, baby, you will realize that the ideal of that perfect mate, that perfect love, is just an illusion. You will also realize even those people that have someone, it ain't all cracked up to what it seems to look like. Okay? You don't have to envy Tom, Sue, Brenda, Harry, David. You don't have to envy their relationships because you do not know what the hell is going on behind closed doors. Because if you did, I promise you, you would cherish being single. Everything that looks great is not. Everybody that's married ain't fucking happy. And everybody that's married on paper is not married by God. Okay? And you got some people that they do have their real soulmates and they never ever get married. But they're married spiritually by God. And they never physically get married, but they're happy with one another. And that's a great thing too, y'all. That's a great thing. I'm out, y'all. Self-love is what it is, y'all. Self-love. And this is not an alcoholic beverage. I love this milk. This is milk. This is vanilla flavored soy milk. Take care. I'm out. Tulu.